So Tyler, like the narrative, which you may not have had any mind of coming out of spring, was right. It's probably two guys coming into, Forrest and Evan, coming into preseason, being the two guys for the job.
For sure.
It sounds like, based on the way Coach Drayton talks, like you're in that mix. What was, I don't know, sort of on your mind in that part of it, like the hierarchy part of it, coming out of spring and entering this preseason?
Coming out of spring, it's always a battle. I'm in a battle with the guys, but it's that friendly competition. And then, leading into camp, it was always just, keep battling, do what you can do, control the controllables, and anything out of your hand you can't do much about. But I think we're all being competitive and battling, friendly competition, but it's been great.
What do you think you've done to have him just bring your name up more?
I think being explosive is a big thing for Coach. I think he wants an explosive offense, and I think just, knowing your stuff. That's really what it is. You got to get out there and really command the offense. That's what he wants to see. He wants to see a quarterback take lead and really command the offense.
When you're sitting with Danny, like, I think a fan might assume, okay, that this offense was what it was when EJ was here. He put up a lot of big numbers, but he said a couple of times, like, no, we can expand it to tailor things to what we have now. What are those conversations like if he sits down with you and says, like, hey, we can open up the playbook to do this and that? How does that kind of work for you?
Whatever Coach Langs is thinking, I'm all for it. Coach Langs is great. He's been awesome with all the quarterbacks in the room. And like you said, if he wants to expand the offense to tailor our strengths, I'm all for it. Whatever he thinks is good, I'm going to go with it, and we're going to study the playbook and go forward with that.
Forrest said he brought up mobility. He was like, all of us can move
For sure.
a lot more. That's a big thing for you. It might sound a simple question, but like, where do you think you've progressed in that area in terms of your strength, your leg strength, in terms of like getting out there? In the couple practices that we saw in the spring that we were able to see, it was very evident that you were comfortable doing that.
Just growing up playing football, it's always been that. It's always been being mobile and getting out, extending plays, scrambling, do whatever needs to be done. And then I would just say the strength staff here does a great job, working on agility, working on speed. It's not just the strength stuff, but even mobility. I came here, I wasn't as mobile as I am now, stretching wise and stuff like that. The strength staff does a great job with that stuff.
What did you sort of focus on this summer?
This summer was a lot of stuff with throwing the ball. It was a lot of footwork. It was a lot of knowing what plays or what footwork, and really just knowing what footwork I have to be taking, where my eyes should be looking. It's all that kind of stuff. I was working more mainly on the passing stuff.
Has this been your best week and a half? I mean, a long time here now. Spring again.
I don't think I could put a tag on that right now. I think going forward, I want to just keep stacking days and getting better and better every day. I think that's the goal, for everyone going forward. But I would say we put together a pretty good week and a half collectively as a team, and I would say, yeah, for myself, it was a pretty good week and a half. I liked what I did.
Have they kind of given you guys the indication, like it's going to be like a couple weeks before the opener, when they're going to say, okay, again, all three of you guys could play in that game, but like, are they aiming for a starter a couple weeks in terms of installing stuff?
I think they're kind of keeping that out of the loop with us. I don't think they want us to get too much in our heads, It's just they're keeping it very black and white, open competition, go out there, do your thing, and, they'll keep the rest to themselves and they'll figure it out on their own.
Yeah, so when you come in the morning, like, are you wondering, hey, how many reps am I going to get today? Or do you know that?
I wouldn't say so much I'm wondering. It's like I've been saying, I just go out there and it's just whatever reps Coach Langs wants me to take, I'm going to go out there, execute the play to the best of my ability, and move forward with the reps I can take.
Talk about your relationship with Tony, your quarterback coach, and the relationship that you have with Kenny. Like, when you're not here, he's worked with a lot of guys in Jersey. He has a relationship with Kenny. What does he mean to you when you're not here in terms of getting reps in and working out with him?
I'll start with Coach Rasiopi. Coach Rasiopi I've been with for a great deal of time. I've been with him, I want to say, since 8th grade. And we've just been building and building since then. He's a great guy. And obviously he's a great coach. I mean, it's in the numbers. He sends guys to the NFL. He sends guys Division I, Division II, all of it. And then leading over to Kenny. I've gotten more in touch with Kenny throughout high school, obviously going to the same high school and having the same head coach. He kind of put us more in touch. But obviously I went to his games growing up, so I knew Kenny from a kid. But I would just say as he got older and older and progressed, he was always just on my tail a little bit. Like when I did work out with him, it wasn't so lackadaisical. He'd be on me a little bit about, footwork, getting the ball placement right, stuff like that.
Is he a good story for you? Just beyond the relationship, the Ocean Township relationship, like his college progression was not, he wasn't an overnight sensation. It
Right.
built up, and I was like, oh wow, now he's a first round pick.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I watched his college progression probably just as much as anyone else, going from third, wherever he was on the depth chart, and then, the guys in front of him give him an opportunity. He steps in against a big Miami team that year, and he goes in and wins the game. So he obviously did all he needed to do, playbook wise, execution wise, stepped in, did what he needed to do, and took the job. So yeah, I'd say it's a great story to look at for me.
You have a mindset like, last year 3 quarterbacks got in, 2 years ago 3 quarterbacks, right? Like, it might be whatever the 1, 2, 3 is. Chances are, the way college football is, 3 quarterbacks probably going to get on the field at some point.
I mean, that can be the case anywhere. I think here it's kind of just the mindset of if you get your opportunity, go out there and do what you can do, and be explosive, make the plays you can make, and from there it'll take care of itself.
You were here last year and saw how much the line struggled with injuries and experience and stuff. Beyond, yes, there are some new additions. What might look different to you about the offensive line this year?
Like you said, beyond the additions, I just think that group's gelling a bit more. They've been gelling over, even over the summer. Just when we have time together as a team, they're more friendly with each other. They're more with each other outside of the facility, all that kind of stuff. And I think that carries over from outside the facility to when we get on the field. They can really gel together, run plays, talking to each other on the line, and that's a big part too. I think they're communicating a lot better.
Do you feel like the way the offense has kind of changed a little bit fits you pretty good?
Yeah, I'd say, if it's all of us, I think we can all be, mobile guys and get out there and extend the play, go run, pick up a quick 5, 10, slide, get out of bounds. I think it fits everyone in the room.